Okay. Hi guys. I'm trying to see if this will work. Oh, okay, it's off here. Okay. So I shouldn't have any weird feedback because I've got headphones on, and I just wanted to see if I was unmuted, and I am. That will distract me, so I'm going to mute that back. Okay, so hey, how are you guys doing? It is the 24th of January, and I have decided that I was doing the 100 Days of Making Comics challenge to get my anthology for the Werewolves and Unicorns submission thing. But there was too much stagnation with me thinking things over and not actually drawing and blah, blah, blah. So I am not going to do the challenge, but I am going to vlog it as I have stuff to show. So, because there's a deadline of when we have to get it done, but I don't need to challenge it, like do an actual physical challenge. So I'm just going to do vlogs or streams when I feel like it to let you guys know what's going on. So, I have actually done a little bit to show. It's also very preliminary. I've decided to go with my original concept, after all, which is very simple. And it was based on, it's inspired by, based on my love of the pastoral in Fantasia, the pastoral scene in Fantasia. So anyway, I have not officially started like laying out thumbnails or anything, but I am sort of like, I was doing some sketching of horses to try to get into the rhythm of that, sort of start feeling it again. So, and I also started doing some, let's see if I can get this working. I also started just sort of, what am I trying to say? Exploring some of the pictures in my head rather than like, because it's really just a scene. Like this isn't like, and I don't even think there's going to be words. It's just an action scene. So I'm just trying to like get the concepts out, and you know, they're not even that, they're not cinematic. I'll show you in a second. But first, so here's some, like when I was starting to sketch the, it's the werewolf, and I went and grabbed some, reference. You can see that I was drawing without reference. Here you can see like just the sketches here. And then as I started getting comfortable again, because it's been a while since I picked up a pencil, so that's without reference, more stylized. And then I said, hey, I need some reference. And as you can imagine, the internet is full of horse pictures, right? So, and I'm also playing around with like brush style, like how I want to do it. As usual, I don't want it to be tight like my normal stuff, but the question is, do I want it to be this hatchy look or this more flowy look? So there's going to be a baby, a mom, and a dad, and so I'm going to base the mom more after an Arabian and the dad more like a draft horse. Anyway, so these are just sketches. I'm not like, I think this is how I'm going to draw the little baby, though. I think that's pretty firm. I don't know about the brush side. Like, you know, that's his concept, whatever. And then this would be the mother, no beard, and then the father would have a beard. But I'll need to draw, like, look at some draft horse pictures. Anyway, so that was just me doodling around and it's going to be outdoors in nature. So I'm trying to like get back into the flow of like maybe drawing trees and bushes, yada yada. Okay, but so here's the actual start of like concept of what the story would be. Some thumbnails. And this is not a finished page or anything of like thumbnails. It's just, I was just trying to get some ideas down. So I think you can see that, you know, like this is the flow of the narrative. It's the happy unicorn family. Oh, so cute. And then a moth flies by because it's at night with the full moon out. And then, of course, the little baby has to go chase it. And I'm not doing anything groundbreaking here. I apologize. I just wanted to draw. I don't know. I want to focus on, I don't know if I'll be successful, but I loved, as many girls did. I was obsessed with horses when I was 10 through 14. Horses in Star Wars I was obsessed with. And so I kind of, with this, I want just that simplicity of being in, like, I love, this is something that I would have, like, in fact, my friends and I, we would actually like have, maybe it was like proto-furrydom or something, but we would have like our unicorn or Pegasus or horse personas, and we would play them and write stories about them. So I want these to be pretty and an homage to that. Now, I don't know, like, again, I'm going to try not to keep it tight though. So it doesn't have to be, for me, it doesn't have to be a deep story. For me, it's that homage to, I loved to draw unicorns when I was 11. And that's all this is really for me. So I don't know if that'll come across or not. Anyway, so then, you know, the in my mind, the moth flies over into this dark area, and that's where the werewolf comes out. So that is like the first. I know how it ends, and I don't know the middle part. So, this isn't really the actual thumbnails. This is more like a concept of the first page. Or because this could change too, how I end up thumbnailing, it might not be this. And I don't know if this is actually like, because I do want to set up this might be like, the first page might actually be more of a splash page, because I do want to show these guys out in nature being like, so again, I don't know. Anyway, so this is just like ideas of scenes that need to be drawn, and then I'll have to actually like fix it more into more of a, what am I trying to say? I can't talk anymore, you guys. It's really bad. I'm not sleeping enough and my brain is not working right. And so anyway, so yes, I have actually worked on it. That's the good news. I have I'm going with my original concept. I've decided to embrace my inner preteen, my inner tween self, and just like go with the ridiculous love of unicorns that I had. And I'm not going to worry about buildings or perspective. It's going to be outside in nature. So I can focus on the mythological creatures and making them cool looking. Hopefully, I don't know, I'm not very cool. And I still have to decide on how I'm going to, like, how it's all going to look. But I suppose I should just worry about that later. Just like, I should just draw it and let it just happen and not like stress out like I always do. So that's it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say except that this is it so far. I'm actually moving. There's actual movement, forward movement, proto thumbnails, and sketching is happening. So I hope everybody else who's working on theirs is motoring on. I know I'm behind on everybody's updates, and I'm really excited to see what everybody does though. So I'm not sure when I'll check in again. It just depends on when I actually do something and I have something worth talking about, since I've decided, again, like I said, that this is just not, and I couldn't even do the whole, like, the time wise, I don't even think I could have done a whole 100 days anyway. So I don't know. So I guess I have to go like look at a bunch of like fantasy posters and maybe see if I can find the sequence in Pastoral again. I don't want to rip it off or anything, but I do want to get inspired and I don't know. Look at all that crap I used to love as a girl. I mean, I still love that stuff, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I used to have a poster in my room. Like, the one poster I had over my bed was a picture of and it was like literally over my bed because I slept up in a loft. I shared a room with my sister up in the mountains, and I had the loft space and she had the down below space. And so like, and my loft was a crawl space where my bed was, and I had to climb a ladder up on the wall to get to it. And originally we both had beds up there, but then she moved down into like a real bed, and I still liked sleeping on the mattress up there in the loft. So above me literally was like a Pegasus unicorn painting that somebody did. Like, it was like, I don't know who did it. I don't even know if it had, this was like the 80s, right? So if I had to guess now, I don't think it was a Vallejo, Boris Vallejo, but it was that kind of realistic, overwrought style. And it was like up in the air, rearing, I believe, white. And there was like mountain, it was like over a gorge or chasm or something. And dude, I love that painting. I know it was a Pegasus for sure. I'm not sure if it had a horn. I think it was one that was like an alicorn Pegasus, whatever they call those. And I loved that painting. So that is why when they suggested unicorns and werewolves, I had to actually stick with the theme because unicorns. So yeah. So intertween, I have to try to get in touch with myself. Oh, little Karen, I must channel you. Bring out your horsey geekiness. Yes. And I even, I didn't really get into the whole I was a little bit too old for My Little Pony, but I had like a Lego castle set, and I made up these like huge epic stories about them. And I had random like leftover toys from when I was younger as the gods and goddesses in the pantheon of this fantasy world because I also had those elves Lego sets. I don't know if I've looked for those in the store, and I don't know if you can buy them anymore, but it was like, I had a couple castle sets that I would combine together and build my own castle. And then I had like a tree fort one that like I had the wood elves living in and whatever. And the My Little Pony, and I think it was Pinkie Pie now that I think about it. But these were the 80s figures, with the big kind of blocky heads, and they're not as like pretty as the ones they have now. But and she was the goddess of one of the nations of the oh my god. Yeah. So that's crazy. I was crazy. I'm crazy now, but I was crazy then too. So I'm going to try to get in touch with that girl. And I'm going to sign off now. And I'll talk to you guys at some point soon. All right. See you guys later. Bye.